Well, this past Friday, 58-year-old Cosetta Johnson was struck by an SUV going south on Highway 45, and she didn't survive. Aberdeen Mayor Maurice Howard says Dana Keith Brewer was arrested in connection with the accident, and today friends and family of Johnson gathered near the spot where she was killed. Aberdeen native James Ivory says he knew Johnson personally, and everybody in the community has been impacted.
I'm Precinct Officer 5000 Tasadaki with the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, and I want to send the deepest condolence to your family as well as your family friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to meet you. You know what I'm saying? In behalf of Commanding GEN.YAHANNA of the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, we want to thank you for allowing us to do this interview with you. Now, if you could just let the people know who you are, you know what I'm saying, and what position you play in your family.
My name is Marcus Thomas. I'm the oldest son of the deceased Cosetta Johnson. I'm the backbone of the family now, because she was. And it's just hard right now, that's all I can say.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, you know, concerning the incident, you know, about your mother. The first question is, just explain to me, you know, about the untimely, unfortunate incident leading up to your mother's death.
A usually day for my mother. You know, she make her little runs to the store, get her cigarettes and a drink. She make her runs back, speak to family and friends. Hold her grandkids together. It's just a usual day. So, just enjoying conversation back and forth, a normal day for my mother. Yeah.
So the incident, like, what information you got about the incident? Like, what did you find out about, as far as, like, just tell the people, you know, what happened that day is, you know, she died, like.
She was walking toward the store. The man that was coming through the light very fast, at high rate of speed, jumped the curb and hit my mom. You know, kept going. Some citizens civilians had to go chase him down till the police got there. Police got there and let the man go. Basically, what happened? They let him go.
So you saying your mother, she was just walking on the side of the curb. Now this if I'm not mistaken, I looked it up. This is Highway 45, right?
Yes,
so this is like a main road.
A major highway.
And where your mother was positioned at, the only way, now I'm gonna go into some things about what they stated in the media, you know, and what they put on the news, because those things are not adding up with what the people saying in the neighborhood. Now, according to the people in the neighborhood, she was on the curb. You know what I'm saying? She was walking, and the guy that ran her over, he just kept going. So the people in the neighborhood got in their cars and chased him down. And once they chased him down, somebody called the police and held him, you know, till the police got there. So when the police got there, they told the people to let him go. They told the people that, you know, if they don't let him go, you know, they're gonna lock them up too, right?
Where you gonna keep on going? Sorry, motherfucker. That's fucking wrong. That's somebody.
I called it. I seen him when he was. I seen him when he was coming wide open, man. Man, that's sad, man.
I bet you drunk some motherfucker when you hit him because you drunk. I ain't going to the police get him.
Man, that man just killed this woman, man. Kept going, man. I chased this motherfucker down, man.
Leave it and hold him to be behind you.
Yeah, he was gone. He was gone. He hit the woman at the car wash. We all the way right here by O'Reilly. We had to catch the man. Look at this shit, man. Man, just killed this woman, man. He just killed this woman.
So if we hadn't came and caught your ass would have been gone home.
Yeah, you gone. I called it. I called it before I even,
I'm gonna call him.
before I even turned in the store. I already called the police. Before I even turned in the store, man, this man coming down through here running 40. It's a 35 speed limit. He running about 80. Ran this woman slap over, man. Ambulance ain't left. Man, this is vehicle. And he said he didn't know what he hit. He just felt the bump. And he kept going. Say he felt the bump and he kept going. He felt the bump and he kept going. That's sad, man. I don't care if I hit a deer. I'm stopping. Look at this man's car. His truck. Cozy, he ran over Cozy. She had the car wash.
He ain't going nowhere, we got it.
Come share.
But she dead. She dead.
They're going to share.
He came down. We had to. I had to chase him.
Chase his ass, man. He been drinking too, man. I appreciate it.
Okay. All right.
Hey, how's it going? Good. You doing all right?
And then once everybody was gone, the guy is drunk, completely intoxicated, right?
We got it all on video.
You see, and they got it on video. So, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but the guy that showed up, it wasn't a city cop, it was a sheriff.
Sheriff department.
They're going to share.
Now, according to Aberdeen is predominantly black.
Yes, sir.
And the police of Aberdeen is predominantly black. But the sheriff department is not. So anything that go through Aberdeen gotta go through the sheriff department. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So the guy that showed up, what nationality was he?
He was white, Caucasian.
So this cop, this sheriff that showed up to the scene, that told them people that, you know, that they need to leave or he gonna lock them up.
Right.
He let the guy go. Intoxicated, just ran over somebody. Now at that time your mother was not deceased, right?
And she was deceased.
She had died. That okay.
She was deceased on impact.
So she died on impact. And they let this man go after killing a woman, after running over this murderer. You see what I'm saying? Now, based on what the people were saying, he knew somebody. He got like a family member or a relative in the sheriff department, right?
That's right. However, a close friend, however that it goes, yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And for him being like that, so that's how he got his advantage of getting away with it.
Right.
Basically.
Now, let me ask you this: how long was it before they locked him up, or when they got him?
Actually, they went 4 hours later and got him. As in, if you get locked up in the state of Mississippi or any intoxication, public drunk or anything, the drunk tape is 4 hours. So you can do the math on it.
So they waited till the alcohol was out of the system.
Yes, sir.
Okay. They waited till the alcohol was out of the system. Now, let me ask you something. Based on the situation that happened with your mother, do you think the news covered it, the media covered it? Did y'all get the right coverage, you know, of what happened with your mother? You feel like that?
Not at all. We didn't get the right coverage. They seen it like it's just a normal person just had a death, like they just brushing it up under the rug.
And then also, do you think that your mother's incident is similar to all the other things that's been happening in America? And when I say that, the Breonna Taylor, the Sandra Bland, the Mike Brown, the George Floyd, do you think it's similar to that? And also, do you think it deserved the same coverage as what they got?
Yes, sir. I believe it deserved the most coverage because it's showing what they can get away with as in being in white people and got power in situations of what they got. You know what I'm saying? And it's to the point of we as being black, and if you ain't got no name or know nobody, it's just like that.
Right. And that was a heavy point, brother, because down here in Mississippi, the majority of people, they don't realize that Mississippi is predominantly black. And the issue is it's covered by the so-called white man. It's covered by the Caucasian man. You understand? The majority of people are afraid to be in Mississippi because it's still being ran as if it's a slave plantation.
It is.
And if you got color, melatonin in your skin, then you completely affected. They pretty much hide you down here in Mississippi. And that's what they trying to do with your mother's case, because anywhere else in the nation, it would have been broadcast all over the news. I went and looked on YouTube. I went and looked on different media sources to try to find some kind of coverage where they had the camera out there and they showing this even after the incident when the white man left. Usually they'll still go back to the scene. The news people will still go back to the scene and videotape and say, such and such got hit here and this and that. You couldn't find none of that coverage there. You know what I'm saying? That's them trying to hide the fact that this white man ran over a woman that was drunk. And the police department, just like all the other corruption down here and everywhere else in the nation, the police department tried to cover it up. Same corruption that's been going on right now down in Mississippi, they're going to try to cover everything up if we don't say nothing about it. If we ain't speaking about it, ain't nobody going to say nothing about it. Right? Do you believe Aberdeen, Mississippi contributes to the systematic racism of America? You understand? What I mean by that is, do you believe that they have the same racism as everybody else? Do you believe they still implementing the same Jim Crow laws and, you understand, and keeping black people from being above? Are they still trying to break us, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
break us like the buck.
Yes,
right? And tell me a few things about what you done seen down here in Aberdeen, Mississippi, based on racism. What racism have you seen since coming up in Aberdeen?
A lot. It's like we on one side and they on another. You feel me? Like south side is predominantly our side, I'm gonna say, black side.
Right.
And the north side, they just building new projects on the north side. So it make it feel like our side of it just, we just in there just to be in. You know what I'm saying? Whatever goes on our side just goes on. And the law enforcement heavily surround our area.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we ain't got but one project house. And it's crazy. One way in and one way out. Right. You know what I'm saying? So if anything goes on, it's just there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And then also, how long did it take first responders to, start trying to revive your mother and work on your mother? Did y'all have that information? Did they go straight to her?
They was at least 20 or 30 minutes late. And that's being real. They didn't already caught the man, civilians did, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Still had the man down the road. As we was coming into town, we couldn't even get past it, you know what I'm saying? So it took a long time, and they still ain't had my mother covered up or none of that. You know what I'm saying?
So you telling me they had your mother
just sitting out there,
dead body laying in the middle of the street
there.
like she ain't?
Just sitting out there.
Come on, man.
The civilians had to put shirts over my mother.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Y'all can't tell me we ain't living in hell.
Yeah.
Y'all can't tell me that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans down here in Mississippi ain't getting the bottom. You know what I'm saying?
Bottom.
We the very bottom. You know what I'm saying? We still in captivity. We still in slavery. That's ridiculous. And then something else somebody else told me as well is that after he was caught and all that, and he was talking to the sheriff, he told the sheriff that he thought your mother was a speed bump.
Like, Ain't no speed bumps on the highway.
You see what I'm saying?
It's no speed bumps on the highway. A 35 miles per hour speed limit once you come into town past Winter. This
Right.
man was doing at least 86.
Right.
So, what speed bump? Even if it was a speed bump, like why you didn't get out and check to see what it was? After you hit it.
And then this is the heavy part. What kind of unmerciful animal dog can you be to respond that way and say, I thought it was a speed bump. I thought it was a speed bump.
1,000 folks out there.
You see what I'm saying?
That
Like,
showed it up.
like how what type of
1,000
human
folks
being or man got that type of mindset to after you done ran somebody's mother, somebody's grandmother, somebody's wife over with your car and kept going and then turn around and say, I thought I hit a speed bump. See, that lets you know that we need to separate. That lets you know that we gotta stick together. That we gotta take up for each other. Because if we don't, ain't nobody else gonna do it. Ain't nobody gonna love us like we love us. You know, it's a thing in the herb to say, you know, that you should love everybody. But where's the hate at? And our people believe in hate as being something that's violent because we done been traumatized so much. You see what I'm saying? But to be honest with you, in order to love something truly, you have to hate the other thing. And our people don't realize that. Like that incident that happened with your mother, that should have been broadcasted all over her, brother. All over her. And then for them not to put the sheet on her after she done died, at least give us some dignity. At least give us some respect. That means they didn't even care about the family.
They didn't. They didn't care about the family. We was all just standing out there. 1,000 people was standing out there.
Right.
And they still ain't, you know what I'm saying, trying to get my mother up. You know what I'm saying? So it almost was like a 45 minutes to an hour before they even put her in the wagon.
Man. I gotta stop you again, brother. You said it was almost an hour
Before they put her in the
before
wagon.
they even put her in the wagon. Now, usually, you know, an incident like that, they're going ahead and, you know, take her away. They let that woman body, your mother, stay on the ground almost an hour.
Almost an hour.
An hour. Can you believe that? Come on, man. That's crazy, man. So look, I'm gonna have the brother read one of these stories in the news, the media that they put out about the incident, and you can kind of tell the people if they add up to what actually happened, because we know America is well, especially down in Mississippi, they're able to cover everything, because won't nobody speak out, and the whole purpose of us doing this interview with you, you know what I'm saying? Now I want to thank you again on behalf of Commander GEN.YAHANNA to allowing us to do it, you know what I'm saying? Because he really cares about his people. You know what I'm saying? And just once we read, I want you to just tell the people, you know what I'm saying, about what actually happened. All right?
Police arrested one person in connection with a fatal hit-and-run incident. Aberdeen Mayor Maurice Howard said one pedestrian was killed in Aberdeen Friday night. Monroe County Coroner Alan Gurley identified the victim as 58-year-old Cosetta Johnson. Gurley said the incident happened on Highway 45 near MLK Drive in South Matubba Street. An SUV struck the woman as she was walking across the highway. Howard said police arrested Dana Keith Brewer of Columbus.
Now let me ask you this. Based on what the brother just read, and based on what we just talked about, in the news clipping, they saying that she was walking across the highway.
As in, if my mama was in the wrong.
Right. You
As
understand?
in, they
you
trying
get
to
it.
help her.
Right, you see that, right? They trying to say that she was in the middle of the street and this poor white man just happened to be driving down. This is the picture that they try to paint to the people. That mindset they put behind things that they write in those stories, or to make us not think that what actually happened was a crime. You see what I'm saying?
The part about it, he was the only vehicle on the highway. It's like the store was full
Come on,
of people, but he was the only vehicle on the highway. Like, how can you not say that she was? How can you say she was in the road? And the car wash is directly on the side of the store. That's a whole sidewalk. The car wash is off the side of the road. Like, what you doing? Just jumping over that period. Like,
Right.
you can't even say.
And look, check this out. the car wash,
It's direct.
the highway is here on this side where I'm at.
Yeah.
The car wash way over here. It's a gas station right here. Even the goddamn sidewalk, brother. Even the sidewalk
It's off the road.
is off the road. So how is she walking in the middle of the road? And see, the stories are conflicting because what they did was they wanted to hide the fact that your mother was just walking. They wanted to hide the fact that she wasn't doing nothing. They wanted to try to make it seem like you said, it was in the wrong.
In the wrong.
And that's what they do with all our people. If you go back and look at anybody that done died and suffered some terrorism against a police department or another nation, meaning Caucasian people and blacks, right?
Right.
If
They
you
always
look, if you
for
go,
the negative.
yeah, if you go look back, say it again.
They always look for the negative.
They look for the negative in trying to bring out a story about us.
Yeah.
When that brother Mike Brown ended up getting killed by that police officer, the first thing they did was put up pictures. Now, of course, he died at the hands of law enforcement, and he wasn't doing nothing. Same thing with George Floyd, he wasn't doing nothing, but they put up pictures of them as if they was in the wrong.
Right.
You understand? Why didn't they put a picture of this devil? Why didn't they put a picture of him of what he had done? Why didn't they bring out his crimes? Why they go and say he got 5 children and 6 children and he divorced and he went to college and all this?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the mindset of America. That's how they treat us. That's how they look at things. You know what I'm saying? The brother gonna read one more news clipping that he got about the same thing. Let's see if they got the right story in this one as well. Because if you go and search out about what happened with your mother, you're not gonna find a lot of news articles, nor are you gonna find any video footage. All right.
This is the Monroe Journal. A Columbus man was charged with a felony following a hit and run accident that killed a pedestrian Friday night at the Highway 25 car wash located between Martin Luther King and South Matubba Road. Monroe County Coroner Alan Gurley said Corzetta Johnson, 58 of Southview Apartments in Aberdeen, was struck by an SUV traveling southbound on Highway 45.
I gotta stop you. Now he in an SUV. He high enough in a vehicle to see anything around.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Your mother got hit by an SUV.
Yes, sir.
How can you not see? Even the most drunkest person gonna see some kind of pole, man.
Yeah.
Come on, that don't make no sense. It's almost as if, and I hate to say it this way, it's almost as if based on his response of what he said, about it being a speed bump, as if the mindset of them, his mindset of them is like, it's like he wanted to do it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? The mindset of so-called white man is like, let me see what I can get away with today. You see what I'm
The
saying?
expression that we got from him, it was like dead out.
They said he was smirking.
He was smiling, like as if ain't nothing happened.
Come on, man.
For real, as if ain't nothing happened. And for him to let him go, like doing like the possession catching him, they saying it. Like they see the liquor, they smell the liquor, they see the bottle in the car.
Right.
Before y'all let him go, it shows like it's nothing.
Right. Let me ask you this too. Go ahead, finish it up on that.
Was struck by an SUV traveling southbound on Highway 45 while she was walking across the highway.
Come on, man. Here we go again with this highway thing.
The accident occurred at 9:20. According to the press, Johnson was...
If I could stop you for a second. The brother spoke about how that area over there is completely lit up. And there was people outside.
Completely.
You understand?
The store stayed packed.
Stay packed.
They call it stay packed.
It's almost... come on, man. Keep going.
According to a press release, Johnson was declared dead at the scene by MedStat paramedics. Gurley said the cause of death was multiple trauma.
Multiple trauma, brother. I mean, he ran over, dragged a little bit, and kept going.
As in an impact, he catapulted my mom so far that didn't nobody even see it until she hit the ground.
You say it again?
And the impact, he hit my mother so hard that she catapulted so high that nobody even see my mother till she hit the ground. As in 2 cars hit each other.
Man. That's keep going.
Aberdeen Police Chief Henry Randall said Keith Brewer of Columbus was charged with leaving the scene of an accident that involved death.
Now why they didn't give his whole criminal history? Why they didn't say, Keith Brewer do such and such? Now he's a registered nurse.
Yes, sir.
The people know who he is. Well, guess what? They don't want the world to know that the registered nurse, a good so-called white man,
pedestrian.
Right? They want to make sure he just get pushed away in the back.
Stays as an upcoming citizen.
Go ahead.
And stays as an upcoming citizen.
Right.
They trying to make it seem, make him stay clear, as if my mama was in the wrong.
Right. But tell the people what you want to know, what you want them to realize about what really happened that day.
I just want them to know, like, it can be anybody's mother. And the same thing that happened to mine, it could be yours, And if the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong person, if it's them against us, it's always them.
And I'm gonna tell you something. The thing about being in the wrong place at the wrong time, your mother, she wasn't in the wrong
She
place.
wasn't.
She was in the right
was
place.
sudden.
That was her neighborhood.
That was sudden.
You see what I'm saying? The guy, he traveling through. He just traveling through the area.
Right.
But that's her home place. That's where she was at. That's where she was comfortable at and all that. So it shouldn't have been, it shouldn't have had to been the wrong place for her. You see what I'm saying? But because we live in this type of society and we don't get justice,
picture of that.
that's what they picture it as. You see what I'm saying? Do you feel like justice was served?
No, sir. Not at all. Because he's still walking around smiling, probably going back to work when we still struggling without our mother. You know what I'm saying? This is an everyday struggle for me.
Right.
I ain't just a son to her. I'm my nephew's son. I'm gonna have to become a dad,
Right.
a granddaddy now.
Right.
All that. I got kids too, so a major step on my have to feel.
Yeah. And see, that's what they do to our people. You see what I'm saying? They turn around and make us widows. They turn around and make us, you know what I'm saying, fatherless children. Children without grandparents because of the decisions that they make when we should be governing our own people. If it was us and we was there, that man wouldn't even made it where he had, and he would have been locked up for a long time.
A long time.
You see what I'm saying?
But they been thrown away.
Go ahead.
We've been already thrown away. No bond, probably. And if it was, it'd been high enough for your mama probably had to put up everything that belonged to the family or anything that's trying to help you out.
Right.
It would have been justice on their end, or been trying to be seeing justice on their end, and do vice versa.
Right. And see, it was another thing that you brought up too about him being intoxicated, and they let him go.
Yeah.
The same day they let him go because he had a relative.
And then arrest him 4 hours later.
And arrested him 4 hours later, and I'm pretty sure he made bail the next day.
Yeah.
Give me, if I could, I'm gonna get 2 scriptures. Give me Zechariah 11:5. I'm gonna show you something. Like a lot of people don't realize that everything that happened, and this is something that, and I'm gonna talk about the Christian church. It's something that the Christian church does not teach our people. They do not teach us that we are the Lord's people. And being the Lord's people, these things happen to us constant over and over and over. And we are being oppressed by all the other nations, especially the so-called white man. And by him being able to oppress us, he's able to walk free on the earth right now. And the things that's in the scriptures, that's in the Bible, those things are real. We just, we don't know because ain't nobody trying to teach us. Go ahead.
Zechariah chapter 11 verse 5. Whose possessors slay them.
Start right there. Possessors. You know what I'm saying? We still the possession of our enemies. You know about slavery, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, according to slavery, we still being enslaved right now. We still being held captive right now.
Right now.
You know what I'm saying? So the possessors are the Caucasian man, the so-called white man. He possessed us, and he was able to get away with what he was able to get away with because he controlled the earth. Keep going.
Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
They gonna give him a not guilty verdict. He should still be locked up right now. Right now, he should still be locked up, and he should have got locked up that same goddamn day that he ran over your mother.
Yeah.
Because he's a murderer. And he showed all the characteristics and traits of a murderer just by standing out there and smirking. Just by saying that she was a speed bump. Just by not taking in consideration or having any mercy and saying, you know what, I did something wrong. I killed somebody. Any man or woman that feels some kind of pain for some other human being would realize that I had done something wrong and I need to be punished for it. I need to show some remorse. He should reach out to the family.
Yeah.
He ain't reached out. He ain't called because he
said,
don't care. You see what I'm saying? And the police department should have reached out and said, "We sorry for letting them go, for letting them allow to walk around, for somebody to drive. You driving 80, 86 in a way, in a 35. In a 35, what kind of tickets did he get? You automatically go to jail driving 80. You drive 10 miles over the speed limit and you're a black man down in Mississippi, you're going to jail. They taking you to jail. Even if you ain't got no alcohol in you. You say, sir, I'm just trying to get home. I've been working all day. You know what they're gonna say? I don't care. You driving too fast. Because they trying to get a quota on us. But with them, they can slick right by. He driving 86 in a 35 with people around.
Thousands.
They should have charged him with everybody that hadn't been hit, everybody that was out there. Meaning everybody that was out there.
Seen my mama get hit.
They should have charged him with reckless endangerment. You see what I'm saying? That's what they should have done. How evil are you to do that?
They keep going.
And keep going. Keep going now.
Come on, Khan. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord.
All right, stop. Drop that. Give me Psalms 55 and 21. So there's other thing in the scripture as well that a lot of people don't realize is going on, especially in Mississippi. All right, I can't stress it enough. They growing cotton right now in the fields of Mississippi. You understand what I'm saying? They got the Confederate flag still flying in the sky in Mississippi. They got only no niggas allowed signs in the Delta, in the sticks in Mississippi.
Yeah.
It's still going on. People don't want to realize. They don't want to accept it that slavery still exists.
Delta still got clay brick roads.
Come on, man. Clay brick roads in Mississippi.
Still clay brick roads.
Now, how can you get out your oppression? How can you come from being oppressed? How can you come from slavery? How can you make something great of yourself in America when you still being oppressed by the same people who had you in captivity? You still not getting justice for all the crimes that's done against you. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, Doc, you got it?
Come on, Khan. Psalm chapter 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
That's why he said, I thought it was just a speed bump. That's why he didn't feel nothing about it. Because he didn't care. And what we got to realize is a nation of people. And when I say a nation of people, you may not know who I'm going to tell you. Our nation is the Lord's nation. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the reason why we get treated so bad, especially down here in Mississippi, is because we the Lord's people and we don't know it. And everybody else know it. And they know that one day, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native, we going to be first. You understand? Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. So you just said something happened. You just said something happened. You ever wonder why black people always want to join together and hang out and kick it and find some kind of brotherhood? Because we've been doing it throughout our years. That's in this Bible that everybody running from. Everybody running from this Bible because when you go to churches and you go to different places, religious groups, you find out that they a bunch of liars. You find out that they don't have the real solution. You find out that when you read the scriptures, they tell you don't understand. It's too mystical to understand. Well, the reality is the Bible, the big gospel of the Bible is the fact that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who they call niggas and spicks and whores and prostitutes and gangbangers, them the Lord's people. Them the people that God really, really love. You see what I'm saying? And if it wasn't, so yeah,
preachers are just getting paid.
The brother said the preachers are just getting paychecks. I was like, go ahead.
Preachers are just getting paychecks in Mississippi. Honestly.
Go ahead, you keep going.
It ain't, I ain't gonna say all of it wrong, but everybody just into it for the money. It ain't just for the people no more. You know, it's just about the money.
And I hate to be the big news breaker for everybody, but in reality, they never been for the people. The Christianity, the religion of Christianity or Christians, it stems from slavery. What's been taught to our people based on what God looks like and how He acts and what He loves is the total opposite of the Bible.
Yes, sir.
The total opposite of the Bible. Now, it's people in the Bible that the Lord talk about, and everybody on the earth got a nation, got a part that they play in the Bible. Now, you said something heavy, and you don't even realize it, but what you said is right in the scriptures about us.
Yes, sir.
Well, go ahead and read it out.
2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world.
Now, when we go in the Bible, we teach in the Israelite School, University of Practical Knowledge, we teach the people about who is who in the Bible, what God wants, what laws you're supposed to keep, what is sin and what's not sin. Now, this brother is bringing up about a particular person that started a nation. That same nation is that same man that ran over your mother. He a part of this man that we read right now, Esau, an Edomite, a so-called white man. Go ahead.
And Jacob is the beginning of it that followed.
Now, this Jacob that he's talking about is us. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, Israel, according to the Bible. You go and read the book of Genesis chapter 25, the book of Genesis chapter 36, you'll come to find out that this man Jacob is, you ever heard of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? Jacob is Israel. Jacob is the nation that the Lord chose to keep for Himself, to be His holy people and to run the kingdom of heaven and the earth. That same thing right now you can see Donald Trump got coronavirus. Ain't that something? Trump got, the president of the United States got corona. The Lord is amazing. Huh? The Lord is taking down this filthy, disgusting place that we call America. He taking it down with a cold. With a cold and a backache and an itchy eye. Ain't that something? So a lot of black people be like, what we gonna do? All we gotta do is start serving our God. And in serving our God, we start to learn to love each other. We find the right solutions to help our people. We find out that it's more important to be together than to be separated. Give me Zephaniah real quick.
Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
This is what we're talking about. That's why we came all the way down here to Aberdeen, Mississippi. From the north part of Mississippi, which is the same thing. All of it's slavery.
Yeah.
All of it's captivity. All of it's oppression. But we came down here to join together with our brother. I just met you today.
Yes, sir.
But I treat you just like, you understand, I've been knowing you for 60 years.
Yes, sir.
Because you my brother and I love you. And I've been taught by this school. Under command of GEN.YAHANNA. Go ahead.
Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Why is the scripture saying, O nation not desired? Because we are allowed to die with no justice. We are allowed to get ran down in the goddamn street. So not even on the street, on the curb, and doing nothing in our own neighborhood. We gotta be afraid to be in our own neighborhood. Where we live, your mother should have been able to walk home with no problems, get her bags taken in, and get help by somebody taking in the door without no struggle or nothing, and not be affected by some goddamn evil dog bastard who don't care about nothing. You understand? She should have been here right now.
Yes, sir.
But because we not together, because we in this oppression and we in captivity, and we in the state of Mississippi, cotton field, slavery whipped Mississippi. That's what we at. Because we here, we don't know. We no longer have some loved one. When we talk about this story, about what happened with your mother, it almost brings tears to our eyes. His brothers who cried after hearing this guy.
It could have been anybody, mother.
And you losing your mother, it's like me losing my mother.
That's right.
You understand?
Right.
You lost your mother, I lost a mother.
Yes,
And that's how we gotta be with each other. We gotta be with each other. Like, you lose your brother, goddamn it, that's my brother.
Yes,
That's my mama, that's my son, that's my daughter. You understand? I feel your pain. And the majority of us, we medicate ourselves to deal with our pain. You understand? To fight, because hell, we gotta get up and go fight again. We gotta get up and be strong for our people. You know, and still get oppressed at the same time. Watch our oppressor walk around on the street with a smile on their face. They did something.
Work,
Still going, yeah, he's still going to work, and he still treat people at the job, and they don't even know he a murderer.
Right.
The same friendly white man that smiled in your
Put it
face.
out there like that.
Say it again.
They ain't gonna put it out there like that.
Go ahead.
Definitely not to destroy his appearance,
Right.
what he is, and his position that he played.
Right.
You know, a caregiver that's in a hurry going home. That's how they gonna put it. Is as he ran on my mama like a speed bump, but the man had no remorse, and it was drunk. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy in a way that they'll try to help them hide the fact that he did it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As us being the predominant black, as in, you know what I'm saying, on our side, as the police officers in Aberdeen.
Right.
They try to help him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about a paycheck.
There you go. And not only that, the majority of law enforcement, the only reason they do what they do is because they've been trained. They've been indoctrinated in America to have that mindset to be like the other nation, to not, like, we are merciful people.
Right.
We care about each other.
Right.
We love each other deeply. And that's a taught habit. That's something that's been taught by somebody else who don't have mercy. Because they instilled in them that we ain't all people. When they go to Bologna down in Pearl, when they go to that police academy down in Mississippi, and the reason I know is because I went there. I used to be in law enforcement. I used to be a police officer. You understand what I'm saying? And when you go down there, they take the black and the white out of you, and they try to make you be the same. But in reality, not. You can see it. Them white boys or hate each other or hate the black man just as well in the law enforcement. And the black man know that if he say anything, he gonna lose his job.
Right.
And he don't want to go back to the hood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, it was something very heavy that we talked about, which was, what is sign? You see this sign right here?
Yes, sir.
We'll hold the sign up right here. Now, Aberdeen Police Department, right?
It's the sheriff.
This is the sheriff department, but Aberdeen Police Department is black.
It's black.
Now, the white man who ran over your mother, Mr. Brewer, he white. And the cop, the sheriff that showed up on the scene is white. So what happened was that drunker probably called somebody on the force and told them, hey, I'm finna get arrested.
He had to.
Yeah.
Because it was in the city.
And
the
you
city's
ain't
supposed
seen
to be
these
the first
people,
one on the scene.
Say it again?
The city's supposed to be the first one on the scene because it happened in the city. The store and the car washes is in the city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was leaving the city as in, they caught him at the bridge.
Come on, man.
So you knew you hit something and you tried to get away. Like,
right.
You knew you tried to get away.
Right.
If you would have made it across that bridge, we probably would have never known who hit my mom.
At all.
At all. For real. And they weren't going to catch him. They weren't going to try to go catch him. You know what I'm saying? So for the sheriff to pop up the first, that was just a red flag then.
Yep.
Right then. And they told everybody to leave. Like, why would you tell them to leave? And they did y'all job.
They ain't just tell them. They told them they gonna lock them up. But from what I heard, they said they gonna lock them up.
That's crazy.
Y'all don't leave. Yeah, this is the sheriff department
For trying to help.
As in something for trying to help.
That's crazy.
But this is the sheriff department, and I don't see not one black man on this paper right here, because the sheriff department is predominantly white, and they have more jurisdiction, and they have more control,
Yeah.
and they got a lot of white relatives, and one of their white relatives was Dana Keith Brewer. And because Dana Keith Brewer knew them, and because he got white privilege here in Mississippi,
That's how he got his privilege.
that's how he got his privilege. That's how he was able to get away. We dropped it on the floor. Drop them goddamn devils on the floor. Now, I want you to pretty much express whatever you want to express about losing your mother, about the injustice that happened, about what you want to happen to let the people know about what you require for justice for your mother?
I require for him to get the max. Because if it was one of us, man, that hit somebody that was white and it was one of their mother, we'd be in prison now.
Yep.
No court date, no bonds, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Your mama probably won't even hear from you for the next 2 years, and your case probably won't be to the next 2 years. You just sitting there.
Right.
But on him, he went home the same night. My mama got killed. So, man, it's crazy in the way that, like, y'all making us feel like she in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. To me, for the sheriff to pull up first in the city altercation, for him to leave my mother in the street for that long without doing y'all job, or the EMTs covering her up, all that. You know what I'm saying? They played a part in that. All that. I still got that picture in my head now, man. I'll never forget that picture. But what he did, and y'all just making it seem like it ain't nothing.
Right.
And it's a lot major to us. I lost everything, not just my mother, everything. A part of my broke left.
Right.
That day, you know what I'm saying? So for him to just to think that everything is all good, it ain't. On our behalf, it ain't gonna never be all right. So I want the max.
And with that, you know what I'm saying, I just want to say that any Black, Hispanic, and Native American that hear this story down in Mississippi, or anybody across the earth that hear what this brother done brought out about what happened to his mother, the injustice, you should really start to consider how things are worked here.
Oh yeah.
We should really change the environment of this state, and the way we're gonna change it.
I teach my son
Yeah.
how to control or conduct yourself if you ever get into an altercation with the police, or whether keep your hands up. As in like we teaching them how to keep your life. You know what I'm saying?
That's heavy, though.
For real.
That's heavy. The brother was saying basically you gotta teach your son, hey, to water down his manhood.
Yeah.
You gotta teach him to be submissive.
Just to stay alive.
Just to stay alive. That's sad. When we in hell down here, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, we are in hell. And I'm gonna tell you, brother, without being with the Lord, without having some form of brotherhood, as what Christ had set down, the foundation of it, without that we are alone.
Yes, sir.
We are hurting. We are without justice. You understand? Anybody that hears this story need to do a self-evaluation about their life. Any Black, Hispanic, and Native American need to look in the mirror and say, am I really going to be able one day to get justice?
It'll never be the same.
It'll never be the same for this brother, man.
Never.
Y'all like, share, you understand? Do all the things that's necessary. I'm Precinct Officer 5000 Tazadakia with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under command of GEN.YAHANNA. This school has been established since 1969, teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who are according to the Bible, and showing true brotherhood and true love, and that we will try to get justice served for our people. All right? And then you go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
My name is Marcus Thomas. Like I was saying, I'm the oldest son of the 6 Conzetta Johnson. I thank y'all for putting my mother's story out there, you know, because it ain't getting no exposure. And for y'all to do this, I hope everybody get to see it in the world. You know, this can happen to anybody, right? So just be aware.
And with that, shalom.
I want you to stay strong in the spirit of the Lord. Hey, listen, if you like this tape, hit the like button and share it, man. Hit the share button. Everybody share it to their own personal Facebook accounts. Share this video, man, to wake up brothers and sisters all over this earth. Hit the like button. Check me out Monday night. I'm live every Monday night. I bring the heavy hitters in. We do it up live right on this same channel. I'll see you then.